we will start. Okay. So if you see the contents from second chapter, we have covered 3-4 points from second chapter, and so the points whatever we have covered, if we have to take review of that. So second chapter is about what? It is about decision and management in the business ethics. How the various decision management is done in the business ethics, that we have to see in the second chapter. And of that or about that particular chapter, we have covered these 3-4 basic points. So initially we have taken the models for ethical decision making. Before that, we have seen why it is important to take the ethical decisions, because whenever performing any business transactions, proper decision making, it is very important. So sagla basic review bagitla apan. After that, we have started with models of ethical decision making. What are the models? So out of that, the Jones model we have studied. Then individual and situational influences on decision making. That point we have covered. Business ethics management. Then setting standards of ethical behavior and managing stakeholders relations. So yesterday we have started with the point managing the stakeholders relationship. Okay, so that is about this chapter. But before starting of these particular points, I just want to discuss some tutorial questions with you. So before this, what we have done? So I have given you the various assignment. I have given you various case studies as a part of tutorial questions, and I had asked you to upload it, but I received very few responses for that. So I will not take that part right now, but whatever will be the final questions for your tutorial number 1 and tutorial number 2, that I will send you on your group after this lecture, or I can add it in your study material also. But that questions and what are the expected answers, that I will discuss first. And previously I had told that that for separate tutorial, separate link will be provided, but that I will not do. Yes, listen the instructions carefully. You will get the one link only for all the tutorials. So right now, whenever I am discussing the tutorial questions, you write the tutorials by your own. You keep it ready with you. But when the final link will be given for submission of tutorials, you have to upload that in one PDF only. सगळ्या tutorialची तुम्ही एकच PDF बनवा, and that PDF you have to upload on that particular link. Okay, but time to time you are supposed to solve that tutorial questions. Okay, so right now I'm discussing what is the final tutorial questions for tutorial number 1 and 2. So are you getting the instructions what I am telling? आता तुम्हाला हे tutorial number 1 आणि tutorial number 2 चे questions मी देते. That things also I am discussing right now, what answer you have to write. So you have to write the tutorial time to time, but the link will be provided to you, one common link where you are supposed to upload all the tutorial. Right now what you have to do, you just write the tutorial, keep it properly with you, and for every tutorial on every page you write down your name and roll number, so that no one will copy it from others and again upload the same. So to avoid that, you write your roll number and name on the each page of the tutorial. Okay, so is it clear what instructions I have given? Yes, Shivani, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So right now I am discussing the final questions about tutorial number 1 and 2. So let us start first with tutorial number 1. So explain in detail the concept and importance of business ethics. So already in first chapter we have studied. And again what we will do, various case studies also in the alternate slot I am going to discuss, and that case studies will be also part of your final tutorial questions. Okay, so right now we have completed the chapter number 1 and we are completing phase of chapter number 2. That's why I have discussed few case studies which are related with chapter number 1 and 2, and I have included the case studies also as a question in your respective tutorials. Okay, so tutorial number 1, first question is explain in detail the concept and importance of business ethics. Now in first chapter we have seen, okay, just for your overview, if you want to see, I will just show that PPTs for your reference. So in first chapter we have seen the point importance of business ethics. So here is the point importance of business ethics. So by considering the 12 points, consumer movement, consumer satisfaction, stop business malpractices, improve customers confidence, survival of business, हे जे काही 11 पॉइंट होते, by considering these 11 points you have to write down answer for this question. Okay, so explain in detail concept and importance of business ethics. So first you write down the definition of business ethics and what is its meaning, and after that you have to write the importance of business ethics by considering the 11 points which we have studied. Okay, then second question is explain in detail normative ethical theory and descriptive ethical theory. So in first chapter, in the last part, we have seen the ethical theories. So what you are supposed to write there? So first we have to write what is the meaning of ethical theory. So why the ethical theory is used? So that is describing what are the standard set of rules. That is called as ethical theory. Then there are two types, normative and descriptive. This you can write the classification. Then you explain the 4 points in the normative ethical theory. So these 4 theories we have discussed. So this one, egoism, then utilitarianism, ethics of duties, right and justice. These 4 major normative theories you have to explain. And after that you have to write about the descriptive ethical theory. So that answer you have to write in detail. So is it clear? First 2 questions, everyone? जे तुमच्या नोट्स मध्ये आहे, जे तुमच्या पीपीटी मध्ये आहे, त्या पॉइंटच्या रेफरन्सने तुम्हाला आन्सर लिहायचे. Is it clear or not? First 2 questions.
Yes, ma'am, clear.
So these are first 2 questions that we have discussed. Now, the third question is elaborate the 3 issues in the globalization. So this question, if we want to discuss that 3 issues in the globalization, म्हणजे काय लिहायचं तुम्हाला बघा इथं. So again we have seen globalization means what? First we have to write. Just a minute. You write down the definition of globalization. Then which 3 issues are there in the globalization that you have to mention. So 3 issues: cultural issue, legal issue, and accountability issue. That points you have to write in detail in the particular point. Okay, so this is about the third question, globalization. Then this 4th question and 5th, these are somewhat different. So first I will discuss question number 6. ड्रॉ अँड एक्सप्लेन ट्रिपल बॉटम लाईन कन्सेप्ट. आता हा पॉइंट कुठल्या पॉइंटशी रिलेटेड आहे मला सांगा. फर्स्ट चॅप्टर मधल्या ट्रिपल बॉटम लाईन कन्सेप्ट इज रिलेटेड टू विच पॉइंट इन चॅप्टर नंबर 1. कुठल्या पॉइंटशी रिलेटेड आहे दॅट टर्म. Triple bottom line concept is related to what point in first chapter? Yes, can anyone tell? Yes, Vaishnavi, Valke, can you tell? Triple bottom line concept is related to which point in first chapter? So, this is the syllabus of first chapter. I will just show you. Baga. Overview, importance, globalization, sustainability, normative ethical theory, and contemporary ethical theories. So this point is related to which point in first chapter? Triple bottom line concept. Give the answer. Yes, Audumbar.
I think sustainability.
Yes, correct. So that is related with the sustainability. So already we have seen that sustainability means, or sustainable development means what? It is considered as current development without affecting on the future generation or on the future development. मग sustainability मध्ये 3 इश्यू आहेत. So economical sustainability. See, this is the triple bottom line concept. And event or any business we can call it is having sustainable development when it is having sustainability criteria fulfilled with these 3 aspects. What are the 3 aspects? Environmental perspective, then economical perspective and social perspective. या तिन्ही perspective ने जेव्हा sustainability fulfill होते, at that time we can say that particular business is having sustainability. मग हे triple bottom line concept म्हणजे ही diagram काढायची and you explain the simple points in the sustainability. So what is the meaning of sustainable development? When we can say the business is having sustainability, and you write down the information about this 3 points. Environmental sustainability, economic sustainability means what it is expecting, and what is the meaning of this social sustainability. That points you have to write. Okay, so these 4 questions from first assignment are based on the actual theoretical points what we have seen in the first chapter. Simple questions are there, 4 questions. Then remaining 2 questions are based on the general answer. So answer, for giving answer for that remaining 2 questions, you have to think first at your level, and afterwards you can write that answer by your logic. Okay. For remaining 4 questions, answers will be fixed. But for these 2 questions, answer you have to write by your own as per your logic. Okay, so what is this question number 4? I will just highlight it. As a business manager, so this is 5th question. As a business manager, do you think that a corporation's decisions should be governed by social conscience, or is it ethical for a businessman, or is it ethical for a business to simply pursue a profit for its shareholders? So I will read it again. As a business manager, you consider that you are a business manager. So do you think that corporation's decisions should be governed by social conscience? म्हणजे सामाजिक लेवलचा विचार करायला पाहिजे का एखादा डिसिजन घेताना का, or it is ethical for a business to simply pursue a profit for its shareholders? म्हणजे एखाद्या बिझनेसमननी समाजाचा विचार करून त्याचे निर्णय घेतले पाहिजेत का फक्त शेअर होल्डर्स आणि त्यांचा प्रॉफिट इन्क्रीज करणे याचा विचार करून त्यांचे बिझनेस मधले निर्णय घेतले पाहिजे. दॅट इज क्वेश्चन मेन्शन्ड हिअर. सो जस्ट गिव्ह मी आन्सर shortly. What is, as per your opinion, whether the decision should be taken as per the social concern, or it should be taken by considering the profit of the shareholders? What should be there? Yes. What should be the answer? Or what is your opinion? Please give answers. Be fast. Yes. Vaishali, are you understanding the question? Vaishali. Shreya, can you give answer for the question?
Yes, ma'am.
So how the decision should be taken as per your opinion? That should be by social conscience, or it should be just by considering the profit of the shareholders? Give the answer.
Profit of the shareholder.
By considering the profit of shareholder. So if the shareholders are getting the benefit, if shareholders are getting benefit, and that decision it is harmful for the society, so what should be done at such condition? What should be done at such condition? एखादा डिसिजन मुळे तुमच्या शेअर होल्डरचा खूप फायदा होतोय, बट बिकॉज ऑफ दॅट द सोशल ऍक्टिव्हिटीज आर गेटिंग हॅम्पर्ड, or social issues are occurring, then what should be done? सोशल कन्सायन्स म्हणजे काय? सोसायटीचा विचार करणे किंवा सोसायटी मधल्या प्रत्येक घटकाचा विचार करणे असा अर्थ आहे ह्याचा. मग कसं घ्यायला पाहिजे डिसिजन बिझनेस मॅनेजरने? सांगा मला श्रेया. फक्त शेअर होल्डरचा विचार करून चालेल का? सस्टेनेबिलिटी मध्ये आपण बघितलंय ना, देर आर 3 इश्यूज दॅट वी हॅव टू कन्सिडर: एन्व्हायरमेंटल, सोशल आणि देन इकॉनॉमिकल. So what should be done? Now you give the answer, Shreya, please repeat.
Social concern.
So obviously that should be by social concerns. So while writing the answer, you can write in such a way that definitely the profit of shareholders should have the important focus, but while considering the profit, the business manager has to take care that the decision is not having any negative effect on the society, or any element of the society should not get hampered because of that decision. Okay, so in that way you have to write down the answer. So write that answer properly, at least in 10 to 15 sentences. Okay, so that is question number 4. Is there any issue? Question समजलाय सगळ्यांना? Yes, boys. Is it clear? Is it clear or not?
Yes, ma'am, clear.
Then next question in this, it is discuss the importance of ethics in accounting and consequences of unethical behavior. So this is also generalized question. So what is asked? Question number 5. Discuss the importance of ethics in accounting and the consequences of unethical behavior. Accounting section everyone knows. So what is the work of accounting section? आपण वेगवेगळे सेक्शन डिस्कस केले होते कंपनीतले: फायनान्स अकाउंटिंग सेक्शन, ह्युमन रिसोर्स, then production, research and development section. So what is the function of accounting section? It is related to what? कशाशी related आहे accounting section? सांगा मला. What is the function of accounting section? Yes, Sagar Patil, can you tell? Yes, Sagar Patil is there. Accounting section is related to the financial issues, or it is related with the financial calculation. मग accounting section मध्ये ethics important का आहे? That first you have to write. So this is first part of the question. Discuss the importance of ethics in accounting. And second part of the question is, and the consequences of unethical behavior. So if anybody's behavior is unethical, then what will be the consequences? Consequences म्हणजे काय, परिणाम त्याचे काय होतील? किंवा जर एखाद्याने अनइथिकल बिहेवियर तिथं असेल एखाद्याचं, तर what actions can be taken? So that you have to write it by your own. Okay, so you just think on the parameter. या अकाउंटिंग सेक्शन मध्ये इथिकल बिहेवियर काय इम्पॉर्टंट आहे, कुठल्या कुठल्या टाइपचे अनइथिकल इश्यूज तिथं होऊ शकतात, and if that unethical issues happen, what is its consequences? So for that you have to write answer by your own. Okay, so these are the questions for tutorial number 1. Then next tutorial I have included the more case studies in the next tutorial, and sufficient time I will give, not in 1 hour or anything. So you can take 1 week at least to write these 2 tutorials, and finally I will give you the link for all the tutorials. पण शेवटी सगळे ट्युटोरियल लिहायचे असं करू नका. You write it in time to time. So this is the question. Already we have discussed this case study in during your tutorial slot. So this question is about the decision making at what we can say, decision making at a crucial time when you are joining a company. So that is the case study. Already we have seen Sarah, she has joined the new company आणि तिथं तिला दिसतं की कर्मचाऱ्यांना ओव्हरटाइम दिला जात नाही. So what she should do under such situation? So that already we have discussed the possible answers also. So I will not spend time on this question. Sufficient time we have given it for this question in the previous slot also. Then second case study we have discussed. की तुम्ही ग्रॅज्युएशनच्या लास्टच्या वर्षाला आहात रिसर्चच्या, and you are selected for interview, and in interview the interviewer asks you the confidential things about your project, whereas you have decided, you and your group members, that you are not going to reveal the confidential things till that material it is published. आणि त्याच्यामुळे तुम्हाला परत पर्सनल इंटरव्ह्यू मध्ये यू आर फोर्सफुली आस्क्ड अबाउट द डिटेल्स, आणि इनडायरेक्टली तुम्हाला असं सांगितलं जातं की जर तुम्ही हे डिटेल्स नाही सांगितले तर यू विल नॉट बी एलिजिबल फॉर दॅट पर्टिक्युलर जॉब. ओके, सो लाईक दॅट इट इज टोल्ड, and what you should do at such situation. That is the second case study. Okay, so for this also you think and write down the answer. So I will just ask you, what will be your answer? Can anyone tell at such situation what you will do? I just want your opinions. आपण discuss केला हा question. Whether we have discussed, at least the question I have read and I have explained you what is the condition. So this is the second case study. I will just highlight it with some different color. This is second case study आहे. This I am discussing right now. It's a description मोठा आहे. In simply I have told you what is the summary. That you are in the final year. You are called for some interview at very good company, and in the interview the interviewer asks you about the confidential thing about your project, and तुमच्या ग्रुप मेंबर्सने आणि तुम्ही असं ठरवलेलं असतं की till that material is published you will not reveal any confidential thing, and then because of that you are not getting the opportunity for the job, and again in personal interview you are forced or you are indirectly told that if you are not telling this confidential information then you will not be selected for that job. So what you should do under such situation that is asked? So what will be the your answer? Voluntarily you can tell. What you will do under such situation? Yes, Abhishek Sate is there. Abhishek.
Yes, ma'am.
So what will be the your answer for this question? Have you understood what question we have discussed?
Yes, ma'am.
So what you will do under such situation? Is give the answer. What you will do under such situation? Are you getting the question? What you will do? Yes, give answer. At least discuss something. Abhishek, लक्षात येतो का question?
Yes, ma'am.
Then what you will do under such situation that I am asking you? You can just take 1 minute for thinking. I will ask you the question later. So you can think on that, this, every one of you. I will just give 1 minute for thinking. You think on that and give the answer. You can read this question carefully if you have any doubt. किंवा मी त्याची summary पण तुम्हाला सांगितली shortly. You tell me what you will do under such situation. I think before this also once I had asked you to take screenshot of that question and give its answer in some other tutorial slot. Just think on that. Yes. Abhishek, can you give answer now? Hello, are you there?
Sorry, ma'am. I don't have any idea.
You don't have any idea. Okay. Others? Yes, Audumbar, can you give the answer for this question?
Ma'am, question repeat please once again.
See, here the conflict of interest case study, what it is given. So you can take your own time. You can just think on this by taking your own time. I will explain the question once again. So you are a last year student. इथलं description तुम्ही नंतर वाचा, मी तुम्हाला simple सांगते. You are a last year student and everyone knows that when we are in the last year phase, we are trying for the getting jobs. So like that, you have applied at various other industries or institutes आणि तुम्हाला एखादा अशा इंटरव्ह्यू एखाद्या तुमच्या आवडत्या कंपनीकडून इंटरव्ह्यूचा कॉल आला आणि इन इंटरव्ह्यू they are asking you the things or in detail things about your project. फायनल इयरला आपण प्रोजेक्ट करतो त्याला रिसर्च वर्क असे म्हणतात. सो the confidential things about your research work are asked in that interview, but you and your team member, you have decided that you will not reveal the confidential things till the whole material it is published. म्हणजे जोपर्यंत तो रिसर्च तुमचा पब्लिश होत नाही तोपर्यंत तुम्ही त्यातल्या गोष्टी कुणालाही सांगणार नाही असं तुम्ही तुमच्या टीम सोबत ऍग्रीमेंट केलेलं आहे. आणि त्यामुळे तुम्ही काय सांगता त्या इंटरव्ह्यूअरला की when it will be published then I will give the first copy of that to you. म्हणजे इनडायरेक्टली तुम्ही सांगता की मी आता ते कॉन्फिडेन्शियल सिक्रेट्स किंवा कॉन्फिडेन्शियल गोष्टी रिसर्च मधल्या तुम्हाला सांगू शकत नाही. And because of this, the interviewer get disappointed. And again in the personal interview, the interviewer indirectly forces you to reveal the things or detail things about your project. So, आणि तिथं तुम्हाला indirectly असं सांगण्यात येतं की तुम्हाला जर ह्या जॉब वर जॉईन व्हायचं असेल तर you have to tell all the things in detail, otherwise you will not be appointed for this particular position. So under such situation, what you should do, that is the question. So you think about it and you can write down the answers. Okay, and if you have any doubt, you can personally call and you can ask me. Okay, so question, is it clear now? Audumbar, Shreya,
Clear.
question समजलाय सगळ्यांना आता? वैष्णवी?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the case study. Then third question here in this tutorial, it is consider that you are a businessman and starting your own business. Consider any business of your choice. You consider any business and prepare a code of conduct document for that. So third question is you have to write the code of conduct document for your business. Okay, so you can consider any electronic business. मग त्याच्यामध्ये कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट मध्ये काय येईल? कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट फॉर एम्प्लॉईज, कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट फॉर द वर्कर्स, देन कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट. हा तुम्ही आता जे जे बिझनेस कन्सिडर करताय त्याचे कोण कोण स्टेक होल्डर्स असतील त्याच्यासाठी तुम्ही कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट डिझाईन करू शकता. ओके, दॅट इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. देन नेक्स्ट, एक्सप्लेन व्हॉट आर द डिफरंट टाइप्स ऑफ कोड ऑफ इथिक्स. सो इन द सेकंड चॅप्टर वी हॅव डिस्कस्ड द कोड ऑफ इथिक्स आर ऑफ 4 टाइप: प्रोफेशनल, देन ऑर्गनायझेशनल, इंडस्ट्री. ते जे आपण 4 टाइप बघितलेत त्याचे कोड ऑफ इथिक्स तुम्हाला लिहायचे. सो व्हॉट आर द 4 टाइप्स ऑफ कोड ऑफ इथिक्स दॅट यू हॅव टू राईट. सो फोर्थ क्वेश्चन इज फ्रॉम द चॅप्टर नंबर 2. देन फिफ्थ इज elaborate individual and situational influences in decision making. So this is also the question for which you will get the answer from the notes or the PPTs. Individual and situational influences on decision making process. Individual influences म्हणजे एज, जेंडर, that we have seen, and in situational influences, you will see the different goals of the company, various means cultures of the company that comes under the situational influences. So for that question, you have to write answer. And last is explain how to manage the stakeholders relationship. Okay, so right now we are discussing the same point, how to manage the stakeholders relationship. So these are the 6 questions for tutorial number 2, and previously we have seen the 6 questions for tutorial number 1. Okay, so for this you have to write down the answer. So is there any problem in writing the answer, or is there any case that you have not understood any question, or what? Is it clear what you have to write?
Yes, ma'am, clear.
So about this tutorial, we will stop here. So I will just come to this theoretical point, whatever we have started to discuss. Just a minute. Okay, so we were starting, or we have started the point with how to manage the stakeholders relationship. These points we have discussed, all these first 4 points. So yesterday we have started with how to manage the stakeholders relationship. Now stakeholder means what? Can anyone define? What is the meaning of stakeholder? सांगा मला. शेअरहोल्डर किंवा स्टेकहोल्डर याचा अर्थ काय होतो? Whom we call it as a stakeholder of the company or institute or organization? Yes, please give the answer. कुणाला म्हणतो आपण stakeholder? For example, if you consider our college, who are the stakeholders of the college? Our college, who are the stakeholders?
Students, teachers, and all.
Students, teachers, then non-teaching staff, parents, then trustee members, JJ, alumni of the student, alumni of our institute. All these are the stakeholders. म्हणजे ज्यांचा डायरेक्टली इनडायरेक्टली त्या बिझनेसच्या किंवा त्या संस्थेच्या कामामध्ये सहभाग आहे, त्या सगळ्यांना आपण स्टेक होल्डर म्हणतो. So for successful business, we have seen yesterday, for successful business, this stakeholders relationship should be very properly managed by that businessman. If that relationship it is not properly managed, then though the business it is having very good quality, but still sometimes it may face the problem. So that's why managing stakeholders relationship, as I told, this block I have discussed yesterday, that is giving very general ideas about 7 key steps in the stakeholders relationship management. So first you have to identify the stakeholder, then categorize the stakeholder. They are in which category? Means they are related with directly with the profit or directly with any transaction, like that. They are, you have to categorize them. That is the second point. Then third, we have seen learn about the stakeholders, how they are related with your company, whether they are going to have positive or negative impact by your project. What is their current view of your organization? What are their interests in your project? Like this, you have to survey, you have to do. That is called as the learn about your stakeholders. Then plan with your team and how to strategically proceed. So once you identify the stakeholders and once you get their overall information, next thing is you have to plan with your team about what strategy can be implemented for building the good relationship with the stakeholders. Then next we have seen 5th point, engage more effectively with your stakeholders. You can conduct meeting with your stakeholders. You can arrange some program to have the discussion with your stakeholders. So how the effective engagement should be there between you and the stakeholders, on that point you have to think. So either you can give them message, You can call some meeting. You can have the personal discussion like that. You have to get engaged effectively with the stakeholders. That is point number 5. Then the next is monitor your stakeholders. So what is the meaning of this? So you have to continuously monitor them. Once you categorize, you have to check whether their opinion is same or it is changed. म्हणजे असं होऊ शकतं बऱ्याचदा की at one initial survey, the stakeholders are having positive opinions about the business or about the company. But after that, their opinion may get changed. So you have to check whether they're shifted, their focus it is shifted or what. Means if they are initially supporting, right now whether they are in the same phase or they are objecting for any of your thing, that you have to check. Okay, so that is called as monitoring. And then report on your stakeholders information. So all that stakeholders information, whatever you are collecting, म्हणजे त्यांचे contact details, त्यांचे जे तुम्ही त्यांच्याशी discussion केलेलं आहे, what are their views, all that records you have to keep properly. Whatever issues they are telling, what points have been raised by them, areas of interest of that stakeholders, all that things you have to keep properly, and as per that you have to give response to the stakeholders. So these are the 7 points which also you can consider for writing the answer. This block also I have shared in your study material yesterday. And again, another thing as per our PPTs, so we will consider these points. Managing the stakeholders relation is to highlight the normative basis of stakeholders theory. म्हणजे जे आपली normative theory आपण बघितलेली आहे. What are the moral principles? What are the basic norms? So by following that normative ethical theory, you have to manage the relationship with the stakeholders. So managing stakeholders relation is to highlight the normative basis of stakeholders theory. Then, and why it is important, that you have to also acknowledge the descriptive argument that managers do indeed appear to recognize the distinct stakeholder group and manage their companies accordingly. So whatever 2 theories we have seen, normative and descriptive. Normative ethical theory you can use for maintaining the standard relationship, and the descriptive ethical theory you can use for solving the issues if any issues are there between you and the stakeholder. That is meaning of this particular sentence. Okay, so in the various countries like UK, they are given the means, at least it is important to give some recognition for the stakeholders claim. म्हणजे एखादा स्टेकहोल्डरनी क्लेम केला किंवा एखादी कंप्लेंट किंवा एखादी डिमांड स्टेकहोल्डरनी केली, तर that should be given proper attention as per the country UK. Okay, so that is given here. So by the first point काय introduction चा याचा, stakeholder relationship maintain करताना normative ethical theory you can use for understanding basic moral principles for behavior, and descriptive ethical theory you can use for solving the time to time issues. Okay, then just a minute. Okay, so next is the recognition that not only business but organizations of all kinds, including the charities, schools, universities, and government, have a range of stakeholders. So not only business but various organizations, schools, universities, they are also having their stakeholders, and it is important for them to maintain the proper relationship, and every time the interest of the stakeholders that should be taken into account in making the decision. Whatever is the stakeholders, their opinion, then their view, that should be considered in the decision making process. That is the next point. Then next, if we consider so much of the accessing stakeholders importance, how you can access म्हणजे काय, इव्हॅल्युएशन करणं किंवा मूल्यमापन करणं. So how you can access the stakeholders importance? Suppose there are 10 stakeholders and each stakeholder is giving some opinion. Suppose you are conducting one meeting with the stakeholders. Each stakeholder is giving some opinion. So how you will decide whose opinion should be considered first and which you can keep right now apart? 10 जणांनी जर तुम्हाला 10 ओपिनियन सांगितले किंवा they are giving some 10 points to implement, then how you will decide priority? How you will assess which stakeholder is important and which stakeholder is not? Practically तर सगळे stakeholder important आहेत, पण समजा तुम्हाला 10 स्टेकहोल्डरनी 10 ओपिनियन सांगितले किंवा 10 सजेशन सांगितले, तर तुम्ही कुठले सजेशन आधी इम्प्लिमेंट करणार, यासाठी काय क्रायटेरिया लावू शकता? What criteria you can apply? Accessing the stakeholders important. First, you have to identify how much that stakeholder is important for the company. As I told initially, every stakeholder is important, but again you can make some priority wise there, the classification. So much of the stakeholders management literature has tended to focus on the strategic aspects of identifying which stakeholder actually matter to the organization, how they should be dealt with in order for the organization to effectively achieve its goal. First, you have to identify how much that stakeholder is important for the organization, and because of him, how effectively the organization can achieve its goal. That first you have to prioritize, and as per that, ज्या स्टेकहोल्डरचं इम्पॉर्टन्स जास्त आहे, you can implement that suggestion given by that stakeholder, and again that should be for the welfare of the whole society as well as for the business. Okay, so that is the another thing you have to consider. How you will access the stakeholders importance? How much is that stakeholder going to affect on output of the product? किंवा कंपनीचा जो ओव्हरऑल लॉस किंवा प्रॉफिट आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये त्या स्टेकहोल्डरचा काय रोल आहे? बेस्ड ऑन दॅट यू आर असेसिंग द स्टेकहोल्डर्स importance. Okay, so that is the thing, and mainly 3 things you can consider. Today we will stop here. We will see these 3 things in the next lecture, and then there are only these 2 points remaining from this chapter after that. So that 2 points are assessing ethical performance and organizing for business ethics management. Managing stakeholders relationship मधले जे काही वेगवेगळे पॅरामीटर आहेत, that we will see in the next lecture. Okay, so today I will stop here, and we will see the remaining point related to this stakeholder relationship management in the next lecture. Okay, so you can just type your number in the chat box and you can leave the meeting.